I am so honored to have before me Misty Mayhem on the screen and on my t-shirt. I'm so proud of my t-shirt. Hey, Misty. And
Hey.
you take a corner oftentimes in many of venue bars and you give that corner purpose with your talent in singing and your voice is so distinctive and with passion. And always note that with you. And that's your effort. I think that's your goal. You're a warrior, overcoming many circumstances, even some tragedies, too often for you. But your foot is moving forward, and you've always been persistent and you trying to live out the dream. And but yes, so welcome. Glad to have you, the global hippie from the hood. From the hood, yes. Glancing at some notes, but just reminders. I'm aware she wears that title, Global Hippie from the Hood. I
Hello, how are you today? I love your shirt.
well, of course, of course. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I hope you are. Thank you for being here, and I'm anxious just to go right at it. Um, One of the things in some study, again, you've got a lot going on right now, and it's not bad timing. I think of a couple weeks ago, you were featured on that. What's the title of it? Is it Bilbo, Tim Bilbo, or what's the title?
Joko Radio Show and Max Beats podcast.
Exactly, exactly. Always enjoy that when I can catch even afterwards pictures, videos, and so forth. And you did that well. You did that well, as everybody generally does. So much talent in our area, and we are blessed. Right now, one of your billboards that you're proud to wear and express is I've done it for a few years now, and you can help me. But the 2026 12th annual, you've been a nominee, I think, over five times. And that's it can get confusing with all these fancy titles and how we describe it. Grand Old Opry House for celebrating independent talent and legends. And I think your fans and followers have already been there and have the misinterpretation or like, you're going to perform at the Grand Old Opry, Misty?
I wish, yes, honey, one day I will. But I had to make it. I understood at one point. I was like, oh, I need to make it actually very clear that this is an award ceremony. And in fact, I gave up, to be quite honest, I gave up taking part in these types of things. I've been auditioning my whole life. I started auditioning and competing in school, right? With mandatory choir and all of that.
Right?
And then all the television shows, I started out doing all those. And so I got burnt out and quite honestly, butthurt. And this woman named Donna said, I think you need to try again. I think you need to submit your music. And I was like, well, I'll do it, but you're going to see that they won't include me either. And you're going to find out that you're the wrong one. And guess who was the wrong one? It was me. And I had five nominations for my first time ever submitting this year. And I'm so blessed. I am excited. I have a tie-dyed ball gown done by Dana. And she's on Instagram. And my hair just recently, we're going to keep it going with David De La Monroe did my hair. And so my husband's going to drive me. It's a whole thing. We got to bring our
Yes,
puppy.
yes, yes,
It's going to
yes.
be a whole thing.
All right. So all that effort and you doubting yourself a little, or just all the challenges, but that's recognizing nominee five times, five opportunities, or you were nominated five times for this year, or what's it?
Yeah, I got five different nominations. One of them would be Fans Choice. Another one is Up and Rising Star of the Year. Another one is Female Vocalist of the Year. I think another category might be Blues. And I honestly
Awesome.
forget the fifth one. It's overwhelming and wonderful.
Well, congratulations
Thank
on the
you.
nominee, and you'll be there. Yeah, a whole shadoo. And getting there, husband and you driving. What's the date of that? When does that actual awards grant? Yeah, what's the date?
September 20th.
All right.
There's actually a whole weekend of things happening. So you can
Okay.
go September 19th and catch a ticket and catch a lot of music that day. And then the official just awards ceremony where they're handing out awards would be on Sunday with, I think, a few special guest speakers and performers. And they released all of that information today on the Josie Music Awards website. I'm not sure exactly the title of the website, so I don't want to say .com, but the info is out there.
So early fall or early, not even, but late summer in September. So we'll look forward to that. Congratulations for getting that nomination. And we'll look forward to hopefully a medal coming home, an award.
Yes, maybe two.
Yeah. 23 years of performing plus, I would think you'd say. I'm trying to think back on a good starting point, and it's that common question. But growing up, this music bug that you caught sometime in life, and you described choirs and some of the normal ways of maybe catching that bug. But can you help my fans and followers? And where did that beginning start for you?
Well, I I definitely had some kind of like a reading disability, not a reading disability, just overall disabilities going on growing up. Like I didn't talk for a very, very long time. I just refused. I thought talking took too much energy, quite honestly. And but I would sing. I would no, I had problem learning songs and singing them. And I remember singing back and forth with my mother all the time, who was a musician herself. She told me that her mother liked to sing. And then in Honesdale, Pennsylvania, not a very rich county by any means. They valued music, and it was mandatory twice a week, starting in first grade all the way until senior year in high school, to have two classes a week of music. It started with choir, and then in senior year in high school, starting in ninth grade, starting in high school in ninth grade, you could opt out for choir, but you still had to take band. So if you didn't want choir, you're still taking two classes a week of band instead. And so that actually helped me graduate ninth grade because I was going to fail algebra. I was paying attention. I was a good student, but it didn't make sense to me, and I didn't understand why the alphabet had suddenly been included when we were told very clearly they're separate. And and then my music teacher, out of the kindness of her heart, gave me extra lessons after school to explain how music was the sound of math. When she did this, it took about a month. Something clicked. I even think I remember hearing it click. And I understood it so well that not only did I start acing my tests, I was able to graduate. In the following year, I was an algebra tutor for other failing math students. And then, after all was said and done, I got to meet a gentleman named Bo Diddley when I was 19 years old in Gainesville, Florida, who took what my public school system had taught me, the formal training, and then he's like, I got to bring this out. You got to bring this out to the stage, but they're going to eat you alive. So I got to train you and teach you how to survive out here. And so he taught me how to really get a chunky rhythm on my guitar, and how to project my vocals in a way that conveys truth in song.
Wow, wow. And from no other than Bo Diddley.
Bo Diddley, yes, the legendary Rock and Roll Hall of Fame musician who made the square guitars. And I didn't know who he was. And I think that was a huge blessing. I think that's why he taught me. He didn't care for people that wanted something from him because they knew who he was. He taught me out of the kindness of his own heart because he saw something in me. And to me, he was just my neighbor. So, yeah.
Mysti, have you, gosh, it's just a little sidetrack here, but have you ever played or get a tune out of a cigar box guitar?
I have seen them. I know I had a cello player at one time, Ilana Shiner, and she would play one. So I get a kick out of them, but I personally have never had one.
Gotcha, gotcha. Maybe think of that. Yeah, how unique, but
Hey, I'm looking for sponsors. I just got over 355,000 followers all over the internet, so I'm trying to get to any cigar box sponsors in the room. Give me a holler.
right, right. Well, I think the answer is hard work, but 355,000 followers. Uh, Mysti, how does that happen? Hard work. How does that happen? Or what? Or we describe the passion, the uniqueness of your voice. But it's all of that, right? But it's your constant work of messaging and all your platforms. And again, with the I think just copy and paste, right? It's not that hard. I think I can get it in a lot of the titling here as we introduce this to website and social media, ncbandsandclubs.com, and all our social media family across North Carolina. But um, you shrug your shoulders, but a lot of hard work. But what else? What else? How do you how did you get that?
I'm just going to give you the step by step process
Oh no!
of
Oh
what
no!
happened to me. And then, like maybe replicate it or maybe don't. Maybe everybody has a different path. But for me, um, I swear this is so funny. So I found out that I had sleep. Okay, so I got baptized. Then I found out I had sleep apnea the same month. So I got a sleep apnea machine to help me sleep at night, which made me think better. I started thinking very clearly for the first time in my life. This
Okay.
happened when I was so this would have been about 2 years ago. So I was 40 years old when I'm finally receiving sleep. Uninterrupted true sleep. My brain's functioning. I'm like, oh gosh, you know what? I need to get myself a wire that goes from my phone to my mixer so that people can hear me play because otherwise they're just hearing everybody talking at the bar and the clanking of the silverware. Heck, you can hear the people in the kitchen whispering than you can me, which is this far away from my camera. And I was
Right.
like, this is a problem. I want people in to watch me and hear what I'm hearing out of my speaker system.
Right. Right.
So I Googled the output of my mixer and the input of my phone, bought a little, what I call my little red wire, and everything changed. Suddenly, my videos are getting like 100 views. What? 100 views?
Right.
Then I'm like, oh
Right.
gosh,
Right.
it's
Right.
going to a
Right.
thousand views. I just went viral. I just went viral. Told my husband, like, it got 1,000 views. I'm famous now. We can retire.
Right. Right. Right.
And then it just kept going. And so then it is the part of what you said, it is the hard work that I have to respond to them. And the way I looked at that was I've had every job underneath the sun to make ends meet until my body broke and I couldn't work for anybody but myself. And I mean, literally, my ankle broke off my leg and my leg at the same time. And then I had to have 3 emergency spinal surgeries so that I didn't die. And after these experiences, I could only work for myself. I could no longer be on my feet 8 to 12 hours a day. I couldn't do these things I used to love to do. And so, but in those jobs, I learned a lot. So, for instance, I worked at a job at the mall, and my job was I had to say hello to everybody that came in the door and goodbye to everybody that came in the door, whether they wanted me to or not. And if they were mean, I had to smile anyway, and I couldn't say nothing, or I would lose my job. And that's how I operate today. If people are rude, they get blocked. There is no more arguing. I act as though this is a real job, and I water and nurture these seeds that I plant, which I consider to be my songs, which unfortunately, I just uploaded a song I worked on very hard this morning. I added all these facts that I learned through about Otis Redding's Dock of the Bay, and I uploaded a cover of it that I had on my phone from a few performances back. Facebook copyrighted strike struck me down, and I can't even share that on my Facebook page. So there are definitely there's hurdles to this, but I don't let them overcome me. I try to be like water, like Bruce Lee said, and just go around.
Yes, yes. And gosh, that's so evident. You share a lot. You share your story, you share your passion, but I enjoy that. I enjoy that. Of course, it's being authentic and all that. I think those me, you appreciated, but not everybody appreciates everything we do. We can't
Mm.
we only in control of ourselves, and it's amazing just where we are, social media and so forth. But all those obstacles and so forth. Gosh, we're going to skip a lot here, but I thought interesting in your bio or in your description. At some point, you were throwing a dart at a map and illustrating how we got the blessing of Mysti Mayhem in the triangle. Maybe a little bit there. And gosh, our challenge here is just only having about 30 minutes of recording time. I think we got 8, 9 minutes or whatever, but so much to be gained by your media and following. But how about that? Throwing a dart and ending up in Durham a few years back.
Yeah, so I lost all of my family when I was a teenager. So when I was living in Florida, really working with Bo Diddley, I was like 19, turning 20. I did graduate from high school. Um, I lived out of an RV and I hoofed it. I hoofed it to every state. I went to parts of South America. I drove everywhere I could. I never made it to the Northwest, but I did get a record deal briefly from Band, a German label, and I got to perform in Amsterdam at the Paradiso, one of the largest venues, where I found out that I had stage fright. And when you're performing for your record deal at the venue of your dreams, it's not great to know that you have stage fright. And so I came back home. The record deal ended. I was broke. I had just enough money to make one more move. And I figured, since I don't have family, I have nowhere to go. It doesn't really matter where it lands. So I'm so glad it didn't land in like the ocean. I don't know how I would have made that work. But my
Right,
point
right,
is, I
right.
blindfolded myself. I was living in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, and I threw a dart at that map and it landed in Durham, North Carolina. So I packed my car and I drove to North Carolina from New Mexico and I never left. Been here ever since.
And what year was that, or how long ago was that, Misty?
Ooh,
Uh,
20,
well,
2000, 2007.
2007. Okay.
What year is it now? Ooh.
About 20
Mm.
years ago. About 20 years ago. Oh,
Oh.
sorry, sorry. Shouldn't have given it that label. So, gosh, I think you said something that would have been important. Lost your family young, lost your parents young. So yes, and you've already recapped it, but the struggles physically, just through broken this and your back surgeries and foot surgeries, and at times they've slowed you down. And I think we haven't given much, but our nonprofit likes to give here and there where we see a need. So certainly at times you've had a need doing this full time, just trying to catch up on it. Some a musician friend, nobody wished COVID back or that period in our lives. I don't know if you were, made us work harder, made you work harder online and so forth. I've got one friend that said, Lawrence, basically, I'll never make the money that I made. I don't want to. I'll never make the money that I made a lot of money in COVID when he went online and through big hearts and tips and so forth. And it wasn't just people in the backyard, but a little bit of going viral or just people trying to get a big dose of music. So no, we don't want that back, but it was quite a lesson, and I get it. I get it. He and you working on it daily or weekly and all that, and but no, it was a bunch of you, me, and everybody. But little Margaret in some state or somehow, and she sent him $100 or whatever. Quite amazing,
Hallelujah.
quite amazing, and you've been through all of that in your 23 plus years of playing. You have a new song from the bridge. I saw a post. I listened to some of it, enjoyed it.
Thank
You're
you. I'm
okay.
still waiting for the worldwide distribution to hit. So that should be any second now.
Yeah. So, great storyteller. You're going to tell a story. Some of that's based around faith. So I say thank you. The good messaging there. We're mentioning that you're not performing at the Grand Ole Opry, but we've got a big hook with that. We'll mention one of them around the corner or a couple of weeks, and that is you'll be at Lincoln Theater on August the 9th. A few people will be there with you, but it'll be a nice to hear your voice, your singing, but also some stories. What's that event?
That event is the Singer Songwriters in the Round, hosted by Jason Adamo. It's going to take place Sunday, August 9th, and the doors will be at 5 p.m., but the show starts at 6. You can get your tickets there or you can buy them online.
Right. Thank you. Maybe not to everybody, but you've mentioned it made sense for the industry, but you've come out with your first maybe video EPK, electronic press kit in the industry, but a video look at you and also, promotionally. just in terms of venues and anybody that wants to have a conversation with you or just move in the right direction. So those EPKs are glad to get under your belt. And
Yes.
certainly are needed in a full-time musician or not, or even the weekend warrior. Sometimes they're needed. What's another event coming up? We were talking about this sort of in the future or so forth, or what do you want to bring up just coming up in the next 2 or 3 months, or just busy out there? Your tour dates are on your website and other media, but what else is coming up, or what would you like to highlight, or what can we mention?
You know what? I would love it if y'all just went to my website, www.mystimayhem.com. That's MYSTIMAYHEM.com. And there you're going to find all of my tour dates booked all the way into next year. I got to say, I think my two favorite venues coming up would be the August 9th show at the Lincoln Theater. I mean, that's a legendary venue. And then, of course, September 20th, I'm not performing, but I'm going to be all gussied up, I'm going to be all fancy. I'm going to go represent. But I do have a show coming up. I just don't know when. It's going to be in the next 60 days. It's at the Blue Note Grill in Durham, North Carolina.
Ah,
On
yes, yes.
Yeah, it's for the Blues Jam, and I'm one of the featured artists. And I always have an amazing time when I go there because, oh, everybody gets into such a good groove, and you don't know what's going to happen because it's all on the fly and it's all improv, and it's always good.
Okay, so that's let me see. You've gone there, you've been there. Have you performed at the Blue Note Grill?
I have been blessed enough to perform at the Blue Note Girl, which is another huge legendary venue in North Carolina.
Yes.
They're old school. They started out their open mics became legendary when they had this small space and they got so popular you couldn't fit everybody in there. So then they moved downtown to Washington Street, right across from the old ballpark. And it's just a grand old time. And they got 3 rooms now, and the food is amazing. And so, yeah, if you drink alcohol or don't drink alcohol, it's a great time.
It's a great mention because recently, or just gosh, I want to be everywhere. There's too many places to be, a volunteer team, and trying to get there. But just went through a phase. Went to the Blue Note Grill probably twice in 3 weeks, and it was for, as we're describing, it was for open mic night, and it was for open jam night, and maybe his name is escaping me, but the gentleman who hosts the open mic been doing that for 20, 25 years, I think, just buried in it. And what an environment that is. And they have a busy weekly schedule, so make sure you're following the Blue Note Grill and lots of other places. Misty, you've been very complimentary of us just in our vision of pushing local music forward, trying to work together. I think I mentioned to you last week, we just launched a podcast of sorts, quotation marks, podcast of sorts. It's called The Musician's Blueprint. And I'll share that link for you, but you can scroll and find it on Bands and Clubs of the Triangle or under Reels. But I think you're excited and supporting us. You'll look at that and hopefully share it. But looking at the musician's journey, and we've got a great example of a big journey in front of us right now. And again, always behind, can't do it all, and should have done this before. But we certainly have been friends online. And when we get the chance to see you, we love it, enjoy it. And yeah, it's a great lesson too as you take a corner in a bar or venue. The corner at times might not be the best place to be, or through a microphone or whatever. You hear everything, don't you? You hear the clutter of utensils to everything, and it's the understanding and understanding. At some point, you're more of a background. At some point, by the meaner of the crowd or where you're at, you're more of the star attraction. And you, as a full-time musician, have fit right into both roles. But again, we just try to maximize the opportunity. And
Exactly. I was just going to say that's exactly it. That I have learned now in my career to be more flexible. So I have learned just for me, and everybody's different. Hello, kitty. Um, I got distracted because I love your cat. Okay. But
ah,
for me personally, it's important to have kind of all of them. So I need some. gigs where I'm in the corner of a bar and nobody's paying too much attention and
Right.
it's low key. I need some gigs where I am the star and nobody's talking so I can share my stories, like
Yes.
the upcoming August 9th Jason Adamo show at the Lincoln Theater.
Now, Misty,
And and in between,
yep, yep,
where
yep.
some people are listening and some people aren't. I kind of need it all.
Right, right. Sometimes I don't end these things very, very great, but I think we're going to be fine. Misty, if I put you in a stadium tomorrow, would you have this? I mean, that's a process, but would you have the same problem or issue? I mean, a stadium might not be right for you, or it's a bigger challenge, or was that a phase just to have stage fright? Gosh, you're on the stage or a corner all the time.
You know what happened? I've had stage fright since I was born because I was born into competing. I was born not to sing for fun, to win. And you don't have friends, you've got people you got to beat, and it just wasn't fun after a while. And so I felt all this judgment, and then I swear this happened. I got baptized. All of my stage fright went away. Yes, I have some insecurities when I start, but then I just find that secret place within myself where I know that I was born to do this on earth. And as I do that, I start to settle into where I am. My ears can hear really well. And then I'm able to really share the music with everybody, which is what it's really about them. And so I can get out of my own way so they can have a good time.
Now, listen, I don't know that your big budget over there allows you to have everything that you would so desire, but on the wall or just decorations, what? But how many guitars do you own, Misty? Or are you not the
Okay,
greatest?
so
Maybe
I
not the
own many
greatest
broken
example, but
guitars. I own many broken instruments.
go. Yeah.
That's an overwhelming amount. But the functional ones I actually just currently have. I have one and a half. I have
Okay.
one and a half functional ones. There's one that I really love. It's a Vox Italian guitar that was blessed to me by Jetta and Sherry. And I wouldn't take her out because she feels like a Corvette, but I would if I had to. And that's why I say she's the half because she's really supposed to just stay here. I got one. It's a $300 Yamaha and it's acoustic electric. She's my road dog. She's been so good to me for like 3 or 4 years now.
But I get it. You would admit to having a few more, but maybe not in the best of condition or so forth. They need a little
Yeah,
work.
they're not. I do have a little one that was made for me, and I'll have to pass that on phone on later because I don't have it right now in my head.
Well, listen, thank you for being with us. We'll do good in the titling. I think it may get dropped first to our website, ncbandsandclubs.com, but we'll sprinkle it everywhere in the matter of good marketing and so forth. But yes, we'll do good titling for social media for both of us, but certainly for you as our guest. And again, we say thank you. It's been a real journey just alongside you and watching. And again, I appreciate all your authenticity and your sharing. And I think the majority of the audience certainly does. You're being you. And again, we're getting a glimpse into a full-time musician's struggles and vision and dreams. And you have dreams. Still, you have dreams and
Still
trying to.
dreaming, baby. That's what I learned
That's
at
right, trying to reach
42.
them.
Don't stop dreaming.
Yeah, all your honesty of roadblocks and speed bumps and challenges. But thank you so much, Misty. Everybody, like this, share it, like our social media, Misty Mayhem, and all that. But a share goes a long ways, and a like to this. So thank you, and you have a good rest of the week.